Here I am, back on the sofa with my next guest. Joining me now is Graham, who is with the...
I'm with Herefordshire and Worcestershire Army Cadet Force.
Fabulous. So we're going to hear more about that with you now. Tell me, what's your role with the Army Cadet Force then?
So my role within the Army Cadet Force is I'm what we call a detachment commander, and ultimately what that boils down to is that I am responsible for overseeing the mentoring, guidance and development of young people between the ages of 12 and 18, generally between sort of 30 and 35 of them a night. But in addition to that, I have a team of staff that I'm also responsible for as well.
So it's quite a large catchment there, really, isn't it, in the area, especially, I imagine. So you say 30 to 35 a night, you say?
Yeah, so we only parade once a week on a Monday, but they're generally sort of 30 to 35. From all sorts of backgrounds, all sorts of family situations, and all with very different learning styles, so it can be quite complex to ensure that the training that we are delivering is appropriate to everybody's learning styles and needs, but it's a challenge that I thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah, like you say, it is a challenge and everybody does learn differently. What are some of the things you might be getting up to in one of these evenings then?
So we have a range of activities that we have to complete as part of our training syllabus, but those activities generally range from things such as first aid to skill at arms, where we will teach the young people how to use various different weapon systems. We may be teaching them drill. We do community engagement, where we talk about various emergency services and various ways that the cadets themselves can put things back into their community.
Really valuable. These are life lessons and life skills as well, really, aren't they? You know, they can be applied anywhere throughout. So you're a volunteer then?
Yes, I am. I've been volunteering now for about 6.5 years. Outside of my work life, which obviously takes up quite a bit of my time, I've got 3 daughters as well that are quite active. So it's trying to find that very delicate work-life balance to be able to put as much as I can into the cadet forces. But I'm very lucky that I've got a very understanding partner.
So you mentioned work there. What is it you do for work then, if you don't mind me asking?
So I'm a employability trainer for Seetec. Essentially what that means is that I'm responsible for the development and upskilling of our participants in various ways. That could be the delivery of various workshops to help them improve their employability skills. It could be one-to-one sessions, helping somebody work on a CV, helping them prepare for an interview, or just basically helping them build their confidence so that they're ready to get themselves back into sustainable employment.
How do you find that balance with obviously with your work life and also the Army Cadets? How does your employer sort of support that?
So I'm very, very lucky. Seetec is one of the most supportive employers that I've worked for whilst I've been a Cadet Force adult volunteer. Essentially, they will provide me with additional paid leave. They give me volunteering days. On a weekend when I may be attending a camp or a course, they're flexible in terms of they may let me leave early. I think the main one is if it's a weekend camp, they're very understanding on the Monday when I get back and we're exhausted. But yeah, very, very supportive.
It's really good to have that sort of open dialogue with the employer like that, isn't it? And be on that level playing field with them, where you can openly, say these things, and they're also on the other side supporting it as well.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been very open with Seetec since I was first employed with them in terms of my responsibilities and my commitments to the cadet forces. But as they're so very eager to support the armed forces community that actually there's very little in the way of conflicts, which is really nice.
So we're here today, obviously, to talk more about the Armed Forces Covenant, aren't we? Why do you think it's so important that employers, take notice of this and sign up to the Covenant?
So I think with the Covenant, it's very important. I'm ex-regular Army myself, and I know from personal experience how potentially some employers are not as supportive of the armed forces community as others, and this can be demonstrated in a number of ways in terms of potential progression or even recruitment in itself. There is approximately 2.4 million veterans within the UK with a huge range of transferable skills, and I think it's really important that we make this as obvious as we can to potential employers to help support these veterans that may have given so much for the country.
Yeah, and absolutely, like you say, these are transferable skills, and you know, they can be really, really useful in work situations as well, and life skills at that. Graham, thank you very much for joining me for a chat today. It's been great to hear more from you, and I hope you keep up the balance of 3 daughters, work life, and the volunteering as well, because you're doing a great job so far, I can tell that.
That's brilliant. Thank you for having me.